Is the mute challenge truly that serious?
Well, sorta, kinda.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. What's going on, you all? I want to talk about the Everybody on Mute challenge. What is going on, you all? We have seen a lot going on during the last couple of months of the Renaissance World Tour, and this mute challenge is a conversation, I feel like, at this point. And I want to talk about it. So for those who do not know, Beyonce has been performing on the Renaissance World Tour, and the song Energy off of her album Renaissance is a song that she performs, and during the song, she says, everybody on mute. And for me, as a black person, when I heard the song, when I heard the album last year and I heard this song, Energy, I automatically knew to just freeze. Like, everybody on mute. Like, I just stopped and I just continued dancing. I don't know. I think this is something that black folks collectively just understood. Like the rhythm and everything. And I'm not somebody who has the best rhythm, but I understood that freeze for a second, everybody on mute. Like the music is not playing, so we just freeze. So now we have seen people, do this during the concert. And when Beyonce was performing in the UK, the mute challenge was not even a thing. Like Beyonce would pause, she said everybody on mute, and then the white crowd, the Caucasians, will continuously dance, continue to sing the song, and not understand. Like, they just don't get it. So when Beyonce came to the States and she was surrounded by more black folks got it, and they were on mute and they paused. Now everybody did mute, everybody wasn't as quiet because, some folks, do their own thing, but it was more quiet than the other ones. And as it grew, more cities during the concert took it more serious. Like folks started to print shirts, signs and stuff that says, mute means silence, all this other stuff. Like you even had one video on TikTok where someone was like orchestrating folks like, hey, like let's do the practice run so we can get it right. They still failed. There's only been 3 cities that have done really well, and that was DC, that was Atlanta, and that was Houston. 3 of the blackest cities in America. Like those were the top 3. Now I ain't gonna hold y'all. Atlanta night 1, y'all did really well, but Houston, girl, night 2 they chewed y'all up. I'm so sorry. Like Houston night 2, they ate that up. Like, and she did again. Y'all did an amazing job. Now, during one of these nights, we saw a clip. We saw 2 clips. One clip, you had this person during the mute challenge start singing, like everybody had an angle, and she was like, big energy. Like she made sure to say it. Everybody was looking at her like, girl, you can't be serious. And now she has, been harassed online. They have found her TikTok, her Instagram, her social media, and they have been just dragging her online. Now, to me, it's not that serious. It's not that serious to go and harass her and whatever. Like some of it is playful, but some folks doing the most, and they're letting their parasocial relationship with Beyonce do the most. Now, I don't have a problem with folks going in the comments and joking when I say, girl, why was you quiet? Why you was trying to mess up the mute challenge? Why was you doing it? I don't have no issue with it. People like this do things for attention, and then when the attention comes, they're like, oh girl, this is too much. There was no need to do that. Like clearly you understood in that moment that everybody was trying to be quiet and you caused attention to yourself. And honestly, I don't like folks like that. As an introvert, I do not like, yes, believe it or not, I am an introvert. I do not like unnecessary attention. And if somebody, a friend or whoever would have did that next to me, I probably wouldn't have, I don't know, they would have probably questioned our friendship. Because it's just like, girl, why would you do something like that? Why would you put me in a situation like that? And yes, it is playful. It is a playful thing and it's not serious. But I do think it is a level of a social experiment. And I have to agree that it's really showing us that we are not all caring about each other. Yes, something as simple as like just being mute like for a couple of seconds or whatever. It's playful or whatever, but it just shows that there is always somebody who does not want to work with other folks for the greater good. There is always somebody who is going to be, nope, even if the intentions are good and it's whatever, I still don't want to follow these directions. Now, I've seen some people give like a good analogy of why they wouldn't have been on mute, because they want to be defiant towards the capitalist that Beyonce is and all of the things. Like, I'm against the Beyonce industrial complex and all that. I get that. But I also think that this person was not interested in doing any of that. And I think it gives us a true peek, if you pay attention, to why things like the mask mandate and everything else and just social distancing did not work, and how we are operating after COVID, how we do not care about the person next to us because it's about me in this moment. I think it just literally just showed us that a lot of us are truly selfish. And I think it has gotten worse since COVID. Like, we are not as connected, even with social media, being able to have access to people 24/7, we still are not truly connected. And we do not care about the people around us. Yes, the mute challenge is something very silly, very goofy, something playful, but it's 3 to 5 seconds of just silence. And the fact that some folks know that it's that and choose to do whatever to cause attention, it's really telling. Like, this is not something where it's the Pledge of Allegiance. Like, I don't care anything about that. This is not something where, silence for veterans and all that other stuff. Don't care about that. This is just a playful thing, and it just shows us that a lot of us are truly selfish. I think it just points out how selfish we are, because it takes nothing. As a person who is defiant as I am, it takes me nothing to just say, hey, I'm be on mute for 5 seconds. Like, what is it? 5 seconds of silence is too much for you. To the big energy, like, that's something ain't right. Something isn't right. Now, we saw another video of this guy talking during the mute challenge, and you had someone pop him during this situation. Now, the person they looked like they was white. The person who popped him, was a black person. You do not have the right to hit somebody doing something like this. You do not have the right to pop somebody or to stop somebody doing something like this. That also points out how our parasocial relationships and how we want to control others around us. Get into it, because there is no reason for you to pop somebody. Like, yes, if somebody was standing next to me and they did it, I'm just like, oh girl, not you, like, what you doing? But that doesn't give me the right to pop them and hit them. Nobody should be hitting anybody for not muting. Like, there's no need to do that. Like, you don't get the right to hit somebody because they were not on mute. Who are you to be hitting somebody for this? It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Like, girl, you literally put your hands on somebody because they weren't on mute. Like, girl, that could have went any type of way. That person could have hit you back, and now y'all fighting in the middle of the mute challenge, and now y'all making even more noise. Which is another thing that I thought about, is people responding to folks not being on mute and shut up, making more noise. So are you truly doing anything? Because if you are stopping this person by talking or doing whatever, now you have caused even more noise and chaos during the mute challenge. And let me tell y'all something. There's a couple more concerts and stuff left, but y'all need to be very careful of the thought of putting your hands on somebody because they are not on mute, because you do not know what anybody's going through. You don't know what nobody's mental state is or whatever, or what they got planned in that moment. You do not want to be putting your hands on somebody to stop a mute for 5 seconds. Now, what was funny, had me crying, is that somebody said, girl, y'all up in the nosebleeds. There was no need for you to hit this man. Beyonce could not hear y'all. Girl, I gag. I ain't gonna lie, it did have me laughing. But girl, child, they was there and they were vibing and they felt the moment and stuff. But there's no need for you to put your hands on anybody. I think for me and my thoughts is that this is, to me, somewhat of a social experiment to show us how we are not working together as a society. Something as simple as this, we can't all work together to do it. Like, can we all work together? How can I get the people next to me to be silent? Like, we're all going to agree to be silent doing this. How is that? Why can't we, like 3-5 seconds of silence? That is too much to ask for people. Like, that's too much to ask for doing this, like whatever. Now, I get some people might not be on social media and they don't know anything about the mute challenge, because that's a lot of folks that's like, oh, I didn't even know they was being on mute or whatever. But I also think that a lot of black folks know it enough to be like, girl, we on mute. Like I said earlier, when the song came out, before she even announced that she was on tour, I muted and was silent and was still when the part came on. And I think that's just something black folks just knew automatically. But I agree, everybody's not chronically online. I think there's a very small amount of people who are not online who do not know about the mute challenge. Like, yes, there are some folks who are not online, who are not following all this other stuff, but there are enough people to be online to talk amongst everybody else that it should somewhat be understood. Now, you might get a couple of folks who are not aware. And, they might, do because they don't have the rhythm, they just don't know. And it just is what it is. You're going to get a variation of something, like somebody's going to do something. But what gets me is the people who are deliberately doing it because they want the attention. That is something to think about, is that I am that person that is going to do whatever. Like, I'm just going to do whatever because I just don't care. And people like that scare me, because it's not that this person is defiant and using this ability and this level of thinking for things that truly matter, because not being silent for a Beyonce concert isn't disrupting anything. Doing other stuff, being at protests and just being like, hey girl, I'm gonna put myself, do this, blah, blah, blah. That's the real work. Stepping outside and like, I'm not going to be following this. I'm going to be defiant, because we do need people who are defiant to enact some stuff. We need some folks to shake some up. We need some folks like, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not. But it's just, where is this level of energy being put towards? Like, where is this? If this is the only time you use this is to be defiant, what does that really say about you? Because I don't have an issue with folks being defiant and saying, no, I'm not doing that. But what I want to know is, what does this do for everybody else? Is it more about your ego? Because I'm thinking that that's what it is. I think it's more about people feeding their egos and being that one who wants the attention. And people like that make me extremely nervous. Like, I do not like being around folks who want attention, like, that will do anything for it. You are so committed to feeding your ego that you will do anything to do it. And folks like that make me extremely nervous. So,
well, sorta, kinda.
The mute challenge is serious, but it's not serious. But I think the fact that it's not serious is a reason to understand that, hey girl, it's not that serious. 5 seconds ain't gonna kill me. I think, yes, truly, the mute challenge isn't that serious. But I think that is the reason why even more that you can choose to be silent, because it isn't that serious. So why are you so committed to being this if it's not that serious? Why is it? Why do you choose to do that? And that's something that I am thinking about when I see videos of folks clearly doing shit to cause attention or whatever. It's because, yeah, it's not that serious. But if it's not that serious, then why are we doing it? Why are you devoting so much energy to something that you don't see as that serious?